Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So Firefox version 142 has just landed, which is now the latest stable release, and the update rolled out just a short while ago today on the 19th of August. Now to check we have this latest release, we head to our main menu, Help, About Firefox. Version and build is now sitting on 142.0. Now, first of all, and as always, just to have a quick look at the security fixes that have rolled out. For this release, we get 9 security fixes addressing 9 vulnerabilities. And out of those 9 vulnerabilities, 5 are listed as high impact, which is rated just below a critical impact. So an important security fix rolling out. 9 fixes, 5 high impact. Now, there's quite a lot to get through with this update, so I'm just going to get straight into this. First of all, if you are in the United States, which I'm not, Mozilla says article recommendations on your new tab page are now grouped into topic sections like sports, food, and entertainment to make stories more organized and easier to scan. So as an example, I've got somewhat of the feature in the nightly version in my region, but this isn't grouped into topics, as you can see. So I'm just going to use an image from that announcement. And Mozilla carries on to say you can also follow topics you're interested in and block ones you'd prefer not to see, giving you more control over what shows up when you open a new tab. And I actually think that's quite a nice touch, add in that option. Just take note, though, that this is on a progressive rollout for users in the United States. So you may see this with this update or you may not. So just take note of that. And then another feature that's rolling out using a progressive rollout is Mozilla says you can now see what's behind a link before visiting it with link previews. Now, although this is on a progressive rollout, as a default feature, if you head to Customize, Manage More Settings, or head to your settings under Firefox Labs, you can enable the feature link preview if you toggle that on. So basically how this will all work is if you just head into Wikipedia as an example, and using Alt and Shift, you just hover over a link and there we go. And then it also gives you key points, which you have an option to opt in for the link preview, basically key points regarding that link you have clicked on. So as mentioned, you long press a link, or you can also just right click and choose preview link, and previews can optionally include AI generated key points as mentioned, which are processed on your device to protect your privacy, according to Mozilla. So that's on a progressive rollout unless you enable it in the actual Firefox Labs. And something else that I almost forgot to mention is Mozilla says link previews is gradually rolling out to ensure performance and quality and is now available in English in the United States, Canada, Great Britain and Australia for users with more than 3 gigabytes of available RAM. So if you haven't got more than 3 gigs of RAM, you won't get link previews in those regions. So just take note of that. Just going to mention the next feature. On Windows, clicking a persistent notification when Firefox is closed or restarted will now properly open Firefox with the relevant web page instead of just opening the main page of the website. And I think that's a nice move. And then for the next one, if we head back to settings, and this time we head to privacy and security, enhanced tracking protection, and we head to strict tracking protection. Mozilla says that strict mode now supports a flexible exception list to fix broken site features caused by tracker blocking. Exceptions are split into baseline, which is core functionality, and convenience, which is extra features, letting you choose improved site compatibility without compromising key privacy protections. So this is on by default. Allow Firefox to automatically apply exceptions required to avoid major website breakage. And then this is optional. Also allow exceptions automatically that are only required to fix minor issues and make convenience features available. And then obviously you'd have to reload all tabs to apply those settings. And I think that's a nice move. Just trying to make things function a little bit better with strict mode. And if you're using tab groups, you may be interested in the next new feature where you can now keep an active tab visible in a collapsed tab group. So So as an example, if I head to my tab group and I make one of those tabs active and we collapse that group, you can see that it keeps that active tab visible in a collapsed tab group, and then you've got the number of the other tabs that have also applied to that group, which I think is also a nice touch. And the reason for this, Mozilla says you can focus on just one tab in a group without the clutter. Your active tab stays in view, keeping things tidy even with the group collapsed. And once again, if you are using tab groups, I think that's a nice move in the right direction. And I'm just going to mention the next one, because it's quite simple to understand. You can now remove extensions from the sidebar by right-clicking the extension icon and selecting Remove from Sidebar. So those are all the new features. So quite a lot going on in Firefox version 142. And just on a side note, something I was checking just before posting is that I was expecting marker effect to be made available on Windows 11 with version 142, because it was made available in Firefox Nightly 142 when it was still in preview, but nothing has rolled out to the stable yet. So I'll keep my eye on that one, obviously, because I know that did gain quite a lot of interest. And then we've got two fixes. Mozilla says it's improved the scroll speed in the bookmarks dialog to not go beyond the component area. So obviously if you've got enough bookmarks to be scrollable. And then just to mention the next fix, Mozilla has improved drag and drop support for blob images. And then there are two changes. I'm just going to mention these once again. Mozilla has improved search results from browser history via the address bar, reducing the likelihood of duplicate results being shown. And then if we head into our main menu, more tools, web developer tools, and we click on the network, Mozilla says it's improved Net Monitor so that request headers, cookies, parameters are displayed in the network panel even if the request isn't finished yet. And obviously that's more for developers, but is still a change. And then over and above that, guys, we get some enterprise changes. We've got some developer changes as well. Won't be of much interest to your average home user. So that's more or less what's new in Firefox version 142, which rolled out today on the 19th and is now the latest release of Mozilla Firefox. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.